Hello, this is a non-professional video about trying to fix the heating element in your Samsung dryer. Obviously, there's different models. This model looked like this. The steam moisture sensor panel looked like that. This particular model is in fact this. It's a DV42H5400EW/A3. Found another video where the guy says take out the whole drum and everything to get to the heating element. A lot of these Samsungs are very similar because I just had another one in here too that I was working on, actually the same exact problem for one that I have in my condo. And buddy came over and he's like, man, you don't have to do all that. Look. So first and foremost, what we did was we took off this back panel here. And then back to the left, you can't see it here now because I have it out, is the heating element, which is actually over here now, which is partially disassembled. It's gonna look kind of crazy because I have it like this. But anyways, you can test these for continuity with a multimeter, and you should be able to set it to continuity, which you put the leads on there and it should beep. That means it's getting a path. Okay, I believe I had done that with this one, so I couldn't figure out what was going on with it. The other one, continuity wouldn't come through here. So I was like, all right, I know what that is. There's a break somewhere in this. So I went ahead and replaced that and got that one going. With this one, I swear I was getting a continuity reading. So I wasn't sure what it was. But I just took it apart and looked over these coils really well and found that it's broke right there. You can see it right. Oh, it's hard to see on this stupid iPhone camera. But anyways, yeah, it's broke. So I found a new one on Amazon. I could try to post the link to that. I think it's 35 bucks. It's around 35 bucks. And it gives you this new heating element and all these different thermostats and sensors and so on. So it's a pretty good kit. You might be able to find something cheaper if you do what I did and you open it up and you see that it's just this that's broken. But while you're in there at the same time, it might not be a bad idea to go ahead and replace these few parts here just for a couple extra bucks. So anyways, back to how to get to it. Take off this panel, and again, through this panel, before getting too deep, you can go through and check continuity. Like I said, I had one that didn't pass continuity, and I swear that one did. I don't see why it did with it being broke like that, but I think it did. Anyways, you can check for continuity through here without getting too deep. It's really easy to take this off. There's gonna be your flange here. Once you remove that, and you'll just pull that right on out. It just sits in there. So that's easy to get to. I was trying to find mine. It's such a mess in here. I don't know where it is at the moment. Anyways, it's easy to get out. If you decide that you do need to get into it, just like some of the other videos, you do start by taking off the top. Okay, the top just has 2 screw bolts in the back, and you lift it up and it's gonna pull out that way and then up and out. The next thing that you wanna do is take out the control panel, which is just in with these few screws here on the top. The other model, it was a lot easier to get off than this one for whatever reason, but you pull it forward and you pull it up. Like I said, this one I had to really kind of like force out. I may have broken some of these tabs a little bit. Yeah, I did. But you can see they're kind of mangled. But I mean, even if it looks like crap, at least it's gonna work. I mean, I guess you could always get a new front panel if you had to, but I'm sure I'm gonna be able to get it back in there. But anyways, that one was really hard to get out. The other one was easy. It just tilted out this way and just lifted right out. Next you want to do is disconnect these connectors from your front panel. Easy enough. You just press on, there's a little clip. You just press on the clips, release. Next, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take off the front door assembly. You'll see a couple screws in the top, and then there's going to be these screws here by where the vent piece is, and then you're going to take off these screws here. Also, you take off the door. Okay. Now the door has this little screw right here on the inside. That's for a reason. That's so when you put it in, there's a slot right there where that screw goes in and then drops down. And then it's basically going to hold the door in place while you screw it in. So when you take it out, of course, you'll take out the two main bolts there, and then you'll lift it up and out. And then you'll be able to get this front piece off. Let me set this door back down. And with this front piece, you'll have these little tabs right here, little tabs right there. You can actually, when this is on, you can press the tabs down a little bit with your finger or with a flathead screwdriver or something, just kind of pry them out. It's gonna get to about open like this far. You'll take this off. This is another connection. Door alarm or some kind of sensor, who cares, right? Disconnect that. You should have already taken your lint trap out, I believe. And then you'll just basically pull this up and out. You can see that it sits on these little flanges. This piece. You put it back in, it's gonna sit on those little flanges. So when you take it out, you just lift it up and out. That'll allow you to get into right here. Okay, and then the heating element that I was just showing you earlier that broke, that whole body of that element. Let me get back over here to it. This whole piece. Okay, there's the screw for it. And that's the only thing that's really holding it in after you disconnect all these connections. You can take a picture of these connections if you want. They're pretty easy to hook back up. But yeah, maybe take a picture of those, see the colors. But anywho, yeah, this is the only bolt or screw that's holding it in. That's really why you need to get to the front. And it's secured right here. So you'll take that out, and now that whole heating element body will be loose if you've taken those wire connections off. It's a little tight to try to drag it through the front. That's why I just pull it through the back. I already had the back open. You can see the back right there. Plus this is in the way, which I could disconnect it, but it's kind of, you might be able to get it through the front, but it's a lot easier to just pull it right through that hole in the back. So yeah, once you get it out, there's a couple screws holding this body together. Just take out all the screws along the edge. Take out a couple of these screws. This part's kind of hard right here. I kind of mangled it up, which I'll bend this all back in place when I get the new heating element back in, and they'll go through these holes and everything. It's not super critical that this all looks pretty, okay? So pull it apart. Again, take a look at the obvious thing first. See if you can find a break in your heating element. Then you're gonna know right off the bat what you're looking at, okay? If you're doing continuity checks, one of these is the thermal fuse and one's some other kind of thermostat, I think. Check them for continuity. If your multimeter doesn't beep, that means the fuse is blown or something's broken in this thermostat. You could just get away with replacing these maybe instead of replacing all this. Again, I'm probably just gonna, I already bought the other kit. So like I said, it's like 35 bucks. So I'll just replace the whole thing. The other thing to note here is when you do take it, when you take off this connection, I kind of had this piece flipped around. It's normally like this in here. You have these. These actually go these go all the way through like that. When you try to pull this out, it's not going to come out, because if you look closely, there's going to be a little bent tab on here. I've already unbent this one. You can kind of, yeah, right there. So when that's bent down or at a 90-degree position, it locks that in. So when you replace it, just get a pair of needle nose pliers or whatever, and when you stick it back through, bend that back down to a 90-degree on both of those, so it'll lock back in there. Good luck. That should be about it. Put everything back together, turn it on, see if you got heat. Good luck, guys. Anyways, basic iPhone video. Sorry about that. That's just how I roll. Peace out.